Today's question is from a good friend of the channel and longtime subscriber, Mr. Robert Workinger, who asks, when the bylaws are amended, how should the changes be written into the updated version of the bylaws that is available to the members? This is a great question because a lot of organizations struggle with this, and let me know in the comments if you guys deal with shoddy patchwork bylaws that try to show amendments, or if you have good clean copies, or if you even have copies at all. I'd love to know. But now let's get into answering the question. After the bylaws are amended, a clean copy should be generated that reflects the current bylaws. Generally, the bylaws themselves should make no reference to the amendments that have been adopted. I mean, look at this copy on the right. This is not doing anyone any good. Don't do this with your updated version of the bylaws. This strikeout and underline system is very useful in the amendment process so that everyone is clear on what changes are being proposed. But once the bylaws are amended, simply generate a clean version that accurately reflects the current language, and only the current language. If it is desired to communicate specific changes to the membership, this can be done through a separate communication that is sent out to the membership. Or it can be done through notes appended after the end of the bylaws document, which can detail all of the amendments that have recently occurred or that have occurred throughout the history of the organization. Any official copies of the bylaws, however, should always be consistent, up to date, and should not include markups showing changes as they have no bearing on the current rules and may lead to confusion. One does not want to and should not have to work with a marked up copy of the bylaws during a meeting or in preparation for a meeting or in drafting a parliamentary opinion. However, if a proviso has been adopted that temporarily affects an adopted amendment to the bylaws, the pertinent information regarding the proviso's effect on the bylaw provision should be included as a footnote in the bylaws. This footnote can be removed from later versions once the proviso no longer affects the bylaws. Robert's Rules of Order provides the following regarding amendments that have been adopted with provisos that temporarily delay the effect of the provision. If the amended bylaws are printed, a footnote or similar device should indicate that the amended language is not yet in effect. And if language was removed by the amendment, the text of that provision should be given if it is still applicable in the organization. These types of footnotes for provisos and any temporarily applicable text are automatically removed as soon as they no longer apply. Now, as parliamentarians, we love provisos because they serve a very useful and very specific purpose. But to the same degree, we hate how some organizations try to use them. You can't amend the bylaws through the use of a proviso. You can't tack an additional amendment onto an existing amendment and call it a proviso. Just remember that provisos should be used to assist in the smooth transition from one version of the bylaws to the next. Provisos cannot be used to further amend the bylaws. That covers how should bylaw amendments appear in the bylaws? And the answer is, just the current language should appear in the current bylaws. Let me know in the comments section if this video was helpful, and click the subscribe button for more videos like this one. And as always, if you have questions about your association, your rights as a member, or your role as an officer, feel free to post them in the comments section or visit us at perfectrules.com. And not only will we provide you with a response, but we may feature your question in one of our Q&A videos.